welcome to Kentucky. Actually, first of all, I really want to just share about this t-shirt I just got for free. So it was the grand opening of 7 Brew, and they were giving out free t-shirts. So all you had to do is buy a drink, and I got a lemonade, and it's so good. It's really delicious. Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say. It says cultivating kindness. Love that. So, I guess the elephant in the room is that I moved to Kentucky. And I had a lot of really, really big plans that I was going to vlog the entire thing, and that just didn't happen. I got some vlog footage, but it just didn't happen because the last week of my internship and when my dad got here, things were like really intense. And it was just like too much. Like it was just like too much going on, like packing, my dad being there. I got my feelings hurt by the guy I really like. And it was just like a lot all at once, right? And so my dad gets there like the Sunday of the last week of June. And then we pack up my apartment. It was just like a hard move. Plus, like I was still wrapping up internship, and like my internship technically ended like that Thursday, and I was still writing a report that night, like to leave on Friday so that I could drive to Kentucky to get my keys for the apartment. I'm sorry, I just started talking. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I missed you all. It's just been really busy. So yeah, ended internship. We moved to Kentucky. The move to Kentucky was pretty good, I would say. Not much happened. Like my internet was down, and I didn't get internet honestly until like the 15th. But that's a whole nother issue. But my apartment's really nice. I really like it. I don't have any furniture because I got rid of all of my furniture in Florida because like it wasn't strong enough to make the move given how old all the furniture was that I had in my previous apartment. So, we move up here, get settled, and then my dad was supposed to fly home on July 4th, but instead I drove him home. I stayed home for about like so Tuesday to Friday. And if you ask my parents what I did during that time, I sat on the couch. I didn't move for like days. I just was like processing. There was just like so much going on. I was having lots of big feelings, and my body was just like, nope, we're sitting on the couch for 4 days. I did get my hair done, which is why it's still straight. But yeah. So then after that, my mom and I drive back out to Kentucky, and that was fine. Like the drive was good. We get some stuff settled here. We order furniture, and then we drive up to Cleveland to go see my grandmother. And then my godmom came, and I got to see my godbrother, who I haven't seen my oldest godbrother. Honestly, I haven't seen all of my godbrothers in like 10 years. So I really got to spend time with my oldest godbrother, Dejan. If you don't know, like my godbrother is my mom's best friend, my Aunt Dana, who's not really my aunt, but my mom's best friend, Dana, her children, and we all grew up like very, very close. So like if you ever hear me say I have like 4 brothers, that's because I have 3 godbrothers and 1 biological brother. So I got to spend time with Dejan, which I hadn't gotten to do in so long, not since we have been adults. And so yeah, so when we're in Cleveland, Dejan let me ride around in his Jeep with no doors, which was really fun. We played lots of cards. It was just like a really good time. I got to see my grandmother, like physically lay eyes on her. I hadn't seen her since I left Virginia in January, and the last time she saw me I was stupid sick. So that was really good. She's only 5 hours away, and yeah. So we got some of her stuff settled. My mom and I drove back to Kentucky to get furniture for this apartment, like my dressers and stuff. And then turns out that half of the stuff that we got didn't have pieces, like was missing pieces. So I had to do all of that. In the meantime, try to get the internet set up, which we eventually did, but it was just like real hectic. And then my mom left. My mom flew home. And then it's been like 2 weeks of me chilling. Which in hindsight, maybe I should have like done more, but I was just like, it's just been a hard 2 weeks, like emotionally. And I don't know, it's hard for me to even like explain what emotionally has been going on because I don't really know. I just was like in a funk. Like, I don't know if it's just because I didn't have anything to do, if it's because like my cable took till the 25th to start working, even though I've been paying for it since the 1st. I don't know if it's because like I don't really, like I know people here in Kentucky, but I don't really know people that well. Maybe it's just like a lot of transition. Maybe it was just like time to process ending internship and like really leaning into being Dr. Tanisha. I don't know. But today is the first day where I feel like I can breathe. And it's the Saturday before I start my postdoc. So I spent yesterday, I got some of the pieces for my nightstand in the mail. So I put those pieces together, put the nightstand together yesterday, and then I got a monitor stand. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you all to see the office. I'm gonna do an office tour once it's all set up, but it's not set up yet, but we're like very, very close. So I'm trying to think where I was going with that thought. This is delicious. It's way too much lemonade, but it's very good. Even like this part down here is not slushified. Delicious. Oh gosh, that's probably obnoxious. Sorry. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's just been a transition. Kentucky is really nice. I really like it. I like my apartment. I like where the university is. It's not that far. Or like where I'll be working on the university is not that far. There's lots of beetles here. I'm not a fan of that, but it's so quiet. Like you can hear a pin drop quiet outside. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. What else did I want to say? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've just been like settling. I think that's the word. Settling in, trying to like sit in my emotions, which is not something I typically enjoy doing. I've been reading a lot. And yeah, I started journaling. Well, that sounds like I've been journaling a lot. I've only done like 2 entries. So like, I don't like journaling because I feel like it forces me to be honest. Like, be like open and honest in a way that I'm not typically. Like, not that I lie to people. It's just like a different level of open and honest that like sometimes I'm not prepared for and sometimes I don't want to engage with, if that makes sense. Like sometimes like when like I'm having like big emotions, I'm like, yeah, I don't really have time for this. Like, let's put a pause on that and we'll come back to it later. But like journaling forces you to do it then. So I'm not a fan, but I did want to journal. And yeah, so that has been July in a nutshell. It's been very busy. If you see birds flying around, that's because that's apparently a Kentucky thing. There's lots of birds. And beetles. And bats. I've been seeing bats at night. They're not very good hunters, but I've been seeing them flying around and hearing them, which is really cool. So yeah, so for August, honestly, I'm just looking forward to feeling a little settled. Honestly, like feeling like less discombobulated, getting into a good routine. I have tons and tons of goals and habits that I want to build once I start working, which I think will be really good and will like structure my time really well. And so I'm hoping that at least August, I'm hoping will feel okay. And yeah, so some of the goals I have are I want to post on TikTok more. I want to post at least once a week on TikTok, once a week on Instagram. I want to post more on my Instagram just in general, but like I kind of don't. Like, I feel like there's lots of pressure for me, pressure that I put on myself for my Instagram to be perfectionistic. Even though, like, I say I don't want it, like, I still also, like, engage in it. So I'm gonna have to, like, break that. And I want to post, like, you know, like, the other day I took a picture of a worm and I was like, you know, this would be fine to post. Like, I post on my story, but not on my feed. And I want to post, I want my Instagram to be like my Finsta account. If you know what a Finsta is, you know. What else? What are the other goals? I really want to post once a week, and I want to stream twice a week on Twitch. I'm trying to get my setup set up. I'm trying to get my Twitch stuff set up, which has been more difficult than I thought, but now that the monitor stand is going better than it was, I was at war. If you saw me on Twitter, me and that monitor stand been going rounds, bro. Like rounds, back and forth, back and forth. But I got it fixed thanks to my dad. Shout out my dad. He is a dad, and he's like, oh, why don't you just try this? And of course it worked. There's a little bird with his mouth open. So yeah, so we might do a test stream here soon. Probably before this video goes live. But I just wanted to say I'm not sorry I was absent, but I should do better with talking to you guys in the meantime, because it's not fun being left in the dark, you know? And I personally don't like when YouTubers just disappear and then like come back like nothing's changed, and I don't like that. So I'm trying to be the YouTuber who I want to see in the world. So yeah, also, you know, like, there'll be new content coming, new things to the channel, and I hope you all are like ready for the ride. You know, I think it obviously will move away from grad school content. I'm just rambling now, but I do want to say that, like, we will be shifting away from grad school content, and it's scary, and I'm scared because, like, I have inadvertently made a lot of grad school content because obviously I'm in grad school, right? And I'm still gonna make some like how-to videos and some grad school content, but that won't be the sole focus. I think the focus will be like Tanisha living her life for the first time, where like there's not a big super looming milestone ahead, right? And I think that's some of the big feelings, is like, what do I do now that I have finished my PhD? And so I guess, you know, the next part of this journey is us figuring that out together. Thanks for watching. I love you all so much. Bye.